welcome to, oh boy, to Suburban Self-Reliance. We are working on a new project here. Today we have had this pond in our front of our house for since we moved in 6.5 years ago, and it's become quite the headache. So we are going to be pulling this pond out, and we have metal tubs that we're putting in here, and we're going to be planting herbs. So I'm super excited about that. I'll have my own herbs that I can use in some things that I do here. So that's our project for today. We're going to take you along here, and thank you for joining us as we do this.
Okay, so let's take the gotta get all this out here too. So
Too heavy with the water?
yeah, grab me that bucket there. Well, there's bricks in the bottom of there. I'm gonna need to get some gloves. Okay, be right back. Well, that is definitely some gross stuff.
Yeah.
Franny the farm dog. She's never ridden away. Yep. All left over from winter time. Okay. You want to grab this side.
Okay.
Put that by your phone. Got it? All right. Let's just dump it. Dump it out. Let's take it out here. Okay. How's that? So we take these out. Okay, let's go ahead and try to take this one out. Glad when these are gone.
Ew.
Yuck. Okay, let's go ahead and you want to grab that corner. I'll go ahead and grab that one. Pick it up over there. I'll walk through the hole. Yeah, it doesn't weigh anything now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take it out over here. Walk. Oh, yeah, well. Let's let those upside down. Worms. Okay. So we got 4 of these, and oh, there's a huge millipede, monster millipede, and another worm. The worm's falling out everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so what we're gonna need to do is, yeah, raise these up. We don't want these down that low. So that's too low. That's too low. We need it to have about here. So
Higher.
yeah. So we need to move all these rocks. Probably kind of level these things out. We need to take your combine and probably replant that.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a tub here and here, one here, and then one back there. Got another earthworm there. We can put him in the garden. So we're going to leave those tulips there, that tulip there. Take that tulip out because it never does anything. And yeah, so we're going to need to fill in. We're going to need to fill in that dirt there before we put these tubs in. So yeah, so we got to get some dirt. Well, we can take some of this out here and transfer some of that over there too. So anyway, shut up. All right. Well, this is a tulip that never did anything, so and a weed. It always comes up. Back down into the
garden in the back.
Yeah, in the garden in the back. So that's what we need to do. We're going to have to dig up this and kind of fill in down there because the tubs were not as tall as we thought. But we'll kind of level that out, and then once we do that, once we get the tubs all finished, you know, the leveling finished, then we'll go ahead and set them in, and we'll show you how that works there. So stay tuned. This could be a longer project than we thought.
So we're discussing how we want these in the garden, and
we have a discrepancy of how deep.
Yeah, he had visioned them being sunken down in the dirt, and I had them visioned being above, so you could see the tubs. So we're going to compromise, and we need to go get some dirt, so that's where we're at right now. We're kind of leveling off what's here and then going to get dirt.
So we have the my great grandfather's 1960 Ford pickup that he bought new in San Diego, and it hasn't been out in a year and a half actually. So I think we're going to go use it as a truck today and get some dirt. So when we get all that done, and it may or may not be today, we'll continue this on. All right, so this is the truck. Everybody kind of wanted to see it. Paint's faded on this side because it had an accident apparently in like 61 or 62, and they didn't paint it all the way through or whatever like that. But anyway, that's the 60. So we're off to get dirt, and we're gonna actually use it as a truck. That's what it's for, right? It's a truck. So as soon as we get the dirt back and get it in, we'll resume this. Old stuff is better. Okay, tell them what we got.
We got 10 what is it? What's the
these are 2 cubic foot bags.
2 cubic foot bags.
And like what, $4.50?
Yeah, $5 a bag, I think it was. So we're gonna see how that works. It should be plenty. And fill up these holes.
we just wanted the cheapest dirt possible because we're not growing anything in this. We just needed fill dirt. This was from Walmart, and we just figured that everybody else would probably be more. And you know, if we have some left over.
We've got good dirt to
Yeah.
put into the tubs. So the thinking is what was previously told to the previous owners was that they shouldn't have plants that needed a lot of water near the foundation. So that's why we're going about it this way and not putting plants right in the ground.
That's right. So we're going to do the first bag, and then we'll come back after we've emptied all this in here. And, so hopefully 10 bags will be enough. I was wondering if 10 bags would be more than we need. I'm kind of thinking that 10 bags might be about right. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, when we're putting the last bag in and leveling it out, we'll come back to you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to drill holes in the bottom of the tub. Obviously, we don't want this thing filling up with water. This is kind of a guess as to how many holes we're going to have to drill in the bottom of it. So I'm going to do that, and then put them all in place, and then start filling them up with dirt. I mean, that was it. You know, the purpose of this movie is, or this video, this channel, is to help you do, you know, things that are easy and simple, and things that anybody can afford to do, hopefully. I mean, I know various budgets and stuff like that, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and drill holes to the bottoms of this, and there's 4 of them over there. We'll show you a picture of them in there. Don't know if we're going to get them filled full of dirt yet today, but we'll work on that. So. Enough, but we'll see.
So here we are with our 4 tubs in place. So we've got the holes drilled and filled in the dirt, and we're ready to start putting dirt in the tubs.
How long is this taking, you think?
Well, without going to get the dirt, I would say maybe an hour.
Yeah, really hasn't taken that long. Of course, you know, the hole was already there. We've had to fill in where the pond was, and so you know, and the tubs are going to tilt, and you know, over time, and that's fine. I can deal with that later. The dirt's going to settle and everything. So anyway, so on to filling up the tubs, and we've got some great dirt that we had for our garden last year. Got a lot left over. That's the key, is good dirt. Okay, so the dirt that we bought, you know, it's okay dirt. If you're starting out in the garden, it's fine. It'll get you going. It smells good. It's good. You can tell it's got manure in it and everything. We've used it, and it's okay dirt. If you can get a local company that makes their own dirt, makes their own, you know, with good manure, and then that's the key to a growing garden. It doesn't have to cost you a lot, but that's an area where you really don't want to skimp. You want to spend good money on good dirt, and if you do that, then you're going to be rewarded. So let's fill these things up. Okay, so we're back. We went ahead and filled up the tubs with dirt, and we bought, as we told you before, 10 bags of 2 yards each from Wally for about $4.50 a bag. It's not the best. We didn't want necessarily the best. We wanted good fill dirt for filling in the pond, and then so we could plant other things like more tulips and so on. Plants that are not having to have the best of dirt. Then we had 2 bags left over, so we dispersed those in the 4 tubs here, and then used our good dirt, our locally made dirt. And I strongly suggest you get good local made dirt. If you can't do that, if you're in a city area and so on, then just do the best you possibly can. That Wally dirt really wasn't all that bad. It smelled pretty good for dirt. So anyway, mix that up in the tubs. And Wendy, what are you going to put in these?
So I've got all kinds of herbs, and I've kind of figured out which ones need to go where in the tubs. And I have tulsi, I have pleurisy, sage, chamomile, hyssop, echinacea, yarrow, oregano,
Brandy.
bergamot, lemon balm, and lavender and comfrey. So all of those are going in here. Hopefully I don't regret the amount that I'm putting in, but we will see how this goes. So we'll see how these seeds do too. And so that's what I'm going to put in tonight. I've done some research to find out what plants are taller, and so those are going in the back of each one. Obviously, I'll have tall ones in front of the back ones, but I'll work all that out so that I can see the plants in the back.
And just so you know, herbs, planting them when it's cool is better, so they say. So this is kind of second year for us for herbs as I call them. It is supposed to be 37 on Friday and more snow, so it's going to be kind of interesting. We've got tomatoes waiting to go. We're going to be making a video about all the tomatoes and what we're doing with our garden and everything like that. That's going to probably be coming up in a couple of weeks. So anyway, this concludes this video there for what we're doing with our herb garden. We'll touch on it a little bit later in a few months and let you know what's going on with it, and kind of slide a few pics in here.
Yeah, but, once we have plants coming up, we'll give you some updates. So how these seeds are doing.
We appreciate you joining us, and please like and subscribe. We're a new channel, and we're just getting going. We really appreciate those likes and subscribes. So have an amazing day.